I presented a talk describing the findings from a California Air Resources Board funded study which evaluated the immune and lung function effects of wildfire smoke exposure. So basically, we evaluated non-human primates, rhesus macaques, that were housed outdoors at the California National Primate Research Center during a period of time in which there was a significant amount of wildfire smoke coming into the Sacramento and Yolo County areas. My laboratory has spent the last 10 years trying to understand how children develop with regards to their lungs as well as their immune system. And what we now know from studying non-human primates is that the development of the rhesus macaque lung is very similar to what takes place in children, at least from what we know. We focused in the study on evaluating animals that were very young during this period of time. Springtime is peak birthing season for the California Primate Center, so we had a lot of very young animals that were living outdoors during this exposure period. So what we wanted to ask in this project is whether or not this early life exposure to an acute level of PM 2.5 resulted in a long-term or persistent change in the ability of these animals to respond to an infectious agent. We also asked whether their lung function was compromised on a long-term basis. So animals that were exposed to the wildfire smoke elicited a very reduced response in our culture system as compared to our control animals. Additionally, we found that this response was gender dependent. So in some cases, males were more susceptible. In other cases, females were more susceptible to this effect. So right now, these animals are still considered adolescents. We'd like to be able to follow these animals into maturity to see whether these effects can be maintained throughout the lifespan of the animal. We're also evaluating these animals for very basic parameters such as weight gain to see whether or not weight has been affected over time. And in fact, we're finding that females that were exposed actually have gained significantly more weight as compared to females that were unexposed.